Welcome to the Eat Better, Move Better, Live Better podcast presented by Flourish with Tracy, where we'll dive into the realms of holistic wellness, plant-based nutrition, yoga, and self-care to help you live your best life. Tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern for our special segments. Meditation Monday, start your week with mindfulness. Wellness Wednesdays, get the midweek boost you need. Sadhana Saturdays, dedicate weekends to personal growth. Join us as we explore and discuss all things to eat better, move better, and live better. Today, we're going to talk about Yoga Nidra, which is often referred to as yogic sleep. However, it's not about falling asleep. Instead, it's a systematic method of entering a state between waking and sleeping where the body rests deeply, but the mind remains inwardly alert. The essence of Yoga Nidra is to evoke true rest. Instead of falling asleep, you remain completely awake inside while your body deeply relaxes. Unlike typical meditation where the mind may stay active or effortful, Yoga Nidra invites you to a deeply restful, almost sleep-like state, yet full with awareness. This state is called hypnagogia. In Sanskrit, while the term Nidra means sleep, in the practice of Yoga Nidra, the goal is not unconscious slumber. Rather, it's a guided journey inward where you lay down in stillness. And the body is completely relaxed and the mind is gently led through layers of consciousness. You're not trying to control anything. You're simply allowing. Yoga Nidra is a technique that bridges the consciousness, subconscious, and unconscious levels of the mind, creating a space for healing, clarity, and restoration on all levels. Historically, Yoga Nidra has its roots in ancient yogic tantric traditions and was adapted and systemized into a modern 20th century practice by Swami Satyananda Saraswati. The Swami placed Yoga Nidra into a structured method of guided meditation that could be taught to the general public regardless of spiritual or religious background. Since then, it has grown into popularity worldwide, used not only in yoga communities, but also in clinical therapy, mental health treatment, and stress management programs, including for veterans suffering from PTSD, through a Yoga Nidra protocol called I-Rest, which was developed by Dr. Richard Miller. So what actually happens in the practice of Yoga Nidra? In a Yoga Nidra session, you are typically lying down in Shavasana, or the corpse pose. You listen to your instructor or a recording that guides you through a series of steps. These often begin with setting an intention called sankalpa. It's a short, heartfelt affirmation or resolution that you repeat mentally. And from there, the instructor will lead you through a rotation of consciousness, where your intention is moved systematically through the parts of the body. This body scan is followed by breath awareness to deepen relaxation and center attention while maintaining the breath without changing it, just observing the breath as it is. And as the practice deepens, it may include guided visualizations, symbolic imagery, or journeys through opposites such as heat and cold or heaviness and lightness, all designed to relax the nervous system, open the mind, and engage the imagination. The practice typically ends by returning to the body and breath, and repeating the intention, the sankalpa, to reinforce it into the subconscious and to slowly awaken the senses. So there is a science behind Yoga Nidra. How does it work? Well, these results have been scientifically studied. In 2020, there was a group who conducted research to study the effects of Yoga Nidra. Elena Mojic, Nicholas Rodler, and Kirsten Renner. They conducted and published their results in Stress and Health as well as the National Library of Medicine. They found that participants practicing Yoga Nidra had significantly lower cortisol levels, indicating a reduction of stress. As you relax more deeply in the practice, your brain waves begin to shift beta waves associated with active thinking to alpha waves, which is relaxed wakefulness, and then eventually to theta and delta waves, which are deep meditative and sleep-like states, which are usually experienced during deep sleep. The remarkable part is that in Yoga Nidra, you remain consciously aware even in these states. And that's why people often say a 30-minute Yoga Nidra session feels like 2 to 3 hours of restful sleep. Neurological studies like EEG or fMRI scans have shown that Yoga Nidra reduces amygdala activation, which is the fear center of the brain, and instead it enhances parasympathetic nervous system activity, our rest and digest mode. And as it lowers those cortisol levels, helping us to manage chronic stress, it also helps us to manage anxiety and even some symptoms of depression. Yoga Nidra is now being incorporated into hospitals and mental health clinics for chronic pain, anxiety, and addiction. There are also therapeutic and psychological benefits to Yoga Nidra. It's a wide range for individuals who are dealing with the ailments we just mentioned: stress, burnout, anxiety, or emotional overwhelm. The practice of Yoga Nidra offers a safe and effective way to calm the nervous system. And one of the most profound effects is how it helps unlock and heal unconscious patterns. By accessing a more receptive brain state, long-held emotional tensions and limiting beliefs can begin to shift. In trauma-sensitive settings, Yoga Nidra is used with care to help survivors reestablish a sense of safety in their own bodies. The structured and predictable format of the practice helps reduce hypervigilance while gently introducing inner awareness. Furthermore, the intention, the sankalpa component, can support meaningful psychological change by planting positive intentions into the fertile soil of the subconscious mind. And beyond the physical and mental benefits, Yoga Nidra also holds spiritual potential and philosophical significance. In yoga philosophy, the states of waking, dreaming, and deep sleep are often seen as veils over our true self, or Atman. Yoga Nidra allows you to witness and pass through these layers without losing awareness, ultimately arriving at a state called Turiya, pure consciousness beyond all forms. While not everyone uses Yoga Nidra as a spiritual tool, those who do often report experiences of profound peace, inner clarity, and non-dual awareness. Importantly, it's a completely inclusive practice. It doesn't require any particular belief system, or dogma. Whether you seek spiritual insight or simply a good night's rest, Yoga Nidra meets you where you are. According to seasoned Yoga Nidra practitioner Tracy, deep rest is our birthright, creating opportunities to practice intentional rest. Whether in solitude or in community, it awakens us to the power of our soul. She also says that we each possess the inner wisdom that is the spark of our divinity. And a devoted practice will allow us to experience wholeness and wellness. And we could see Yoga Nidra as a sacred ritual to honor our space and create intentional moments throughout our day to pause and reflect, and it will amplify the power of the transition to healing. And then finally, she says that we are nature. Our body is the land of the earth, and the land of the earth is our body. And as we practice Yoga Nidra, it will help reveal this as wisdom to us. So, when and how should you practice Yoga Nidra? Yoga Nidra can be practiced at any time of the day. There are certain windows which are especially effective. Practicing in the early afternoon can reset your nervous system, boost your mental clarity, and help prevent midday energy crashes. Before bed, Yoga Nidra can be used as a tool for managing insomnia and helps you transition into sleep more easily. It's also a wonderful way to end a yoga class, allowing the effects of the movement and breath work to settle deeply into the body and the mind. And to practice effectively, find a quiet space. Lie down in a comfortable position, allowing the spine to be erect, and minimize distractions. You can use a blanket, an eye pillow, or a bolster if needed. You can follow a teacher in a live session, or use an app or a recording. And then once you're familiar with the steps, you can eventually guide yourself. Sessions can range from 10 minutes to an hour, but even short practices can have powerful effects. There are a few cautions and considerations to be aware of when practicing Yoga Nidra. While it is safe generally for most people, individuals with severe trauma or dissociative disorder should practice with a trauma-informed professional, teacher, or therapist, as certain imagery or inner experience can sometimes feel destabilizing. This would be the same for anyone diagnosed with any level of psychosis. To be sure to avoid any unsupervised deep inner practices, as some may find extended stillness challenging, triggering restlessness or discomfort. Practicing Yoga Nidra is very beneficial, but in these instances should always be practiced under the guidance of the trauma-informed professional. And this is also because the body is in such a relaxed state. It's not uncommon to fall asleep during practice, especially early on. Now, that's okay, and it's still beneficial. However, over time, you'll learn to hover at the edge of sleep while remaining aware. The key is to approach gently and embrace the practice without striving or judgment. Yoga Nidra is about surrender, not achievement. In today's fast-paced, hyper-connected world, the ability to truly rest deeply and consciously is both rare and essential. Yoga Nidra offers a pathway to that rest, inviting us to reconnect with our inner stillness, to release what no longer serves us, and plant new seeds of intention in the most fertile soil of all, the relaxed, aware mind. Whether you come to it for better sleep, emotional healing, or deeper spiritual insight, Yoga Nidra is a doorway to profound transformation. All it asks is that you lie down, listen, and allow. As quoted by Swami Satyananda, yoga is not a practice of doing, but of allowing. And in stillness, your true nature emerges. In the silence that follows, you may just find what you've been seeking all along, the true self that resides within you. If you would like to explore this topic a little more deeply, to tune in, to rest mentally, emotionally, physically, to improve your sleep patterns and reconnect with your personal sankalpa or intentions, then book a free discovery call at flourishwithtracy.com so that together we can strategically plan and help you let go. Thanks for tuning in. I hope today's insights help you on a personal journey towards a healthier, happier life. Don't forget to join every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern for more self-care and holistic wellness tips. Before you go, make sure to comment, click the bell, like, and subscribe buttons for upcoming episode notifications. Be sure to always consult a medical professional before making any major changes regarding your health, diet, or routine. In the meanwhile, stay motivated, stay inspired, and remember, every step you take is one step closer to a better you. Until next time, keep flourishing, and as always, may all be well.